So I haven't made a video in a while, but I got a new camera, so I thought I'd give it a test run. I've been a little bit sick lately. I've had a bit of a light cold, so I've given myself permission to rest, of course, but a big part of this rest is slowing down. That's like the big phrase of the day is slow down. I think a lot of us are in go, go, go mode more often these days. I know I can be. I feel like we're kind of hyperactive. We're a hyperactive species in general. I feel like I've become sort of this hyperactive Energizer Bunny type of person, and I'm having to train myself out of that. In traffic, I want to get to where I'm going. I don't have patience or feel that I have time to wait. It's a very stressful experience for me to be stuck in between two cars going very, very slowly. I don't know if you can relate to I think it's pretty common to feel somewhat impatient in like a traffic jam, right? That's what it feels. That's the energy of a traffic jam. We all feel like, we all want to get home, or we all want to get to work, or wherever it is we're going. And to be stuck in between two cars, to me, feels confining. It's as if I'm trapped, right? But I've noticed that the way I go about daily life in general is in a way that is not particularly serving to me. I've become more aware of my energy and how much energy I use up throughout the day. Like if I'm unstacking the dishwasher, or if I'm going and taking the bins outside, if I'm going grocery shopping, what's my relationship to the task at hand and to the environment? Am I trying my best to escape the environment as quick as possible, to escape the task as quick as possible, to get it finished, done, so that then I can go do what I want? Or am I being intentional and grounded and slowing down the process of stacking each dish in the dishwasher, or washing each dish, putting it into the rack, just enjoying the process, enjoying the whole process from point A to point B? Because if I'm not stopping to enjoy the journey from point A to point B, am I really living? Because life is a journey from point A to point B. There's a massive macro version of point A to point B. Point A, birth, point B, death, right? And within that big macro version, there are micro point A's and point B's. There are goals that we have. There are tasks that we have to just achieve throughout the day. Part of living in a house, part of being a human being, part of going to a job and earning money. But can we slow that down? Can we slow down each task so that we're very mindful, very zen, very with it. Instead of just flying through every single task, every single work week to get to the end, to get to the point where we can finally relax. Is that the only part of our life that has meaning? Having the comfort to say we've finished it? Or can we allow ourselves to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process a bit more? I don't know what it's like to be anyone else. I don't know if other people have this same problem with hyperactivity and feeling like you have to do more than what you need to do. But I sense that our culture, which is very much influenced by social media now, and this quick kind of short-term gratification, reels, shorts, tiny little segments of reality that keep us on like a hamster wheel. It's kind of training us to be hyperactive. More and more people have problems with ADHD than ever before, I feel. Anxiety, depression. It's like we're sitting on a hot stove and we can't sit still, right? That's why I cultivate meditation, and I have done for like 10 years. And I still have to remind myself to do that, to sit down in a quiet room by myself with my eyes closed and to be as still as possible. Because I'm trying to train my brain to not be in this beta mode where I'm like always trying to get from point A to point B. Because if I continue on that way, then I'm missing a lot of the good stuff. And I've had moments and I've had days that have been so in the flow, so, I want to say juicy. Juicy, delicious. So slow, calm, relaxed, at ease, where even being stuck in a traffic jam would be like a nice experience, something that is enjoyable to me, because I'm just sitting here. It's like as if I'm sitting in my chair doing my meditation for 20 minutes. I can sit there quite happily at ease because I'm kind of just focused on my body. It always comes back to the body, right? What's the body feeling? Are the muscles all tense, or can we relax? Can we find a breath? You know? Can we go from breathing really shallow to breathing a bit slower and a bit deeper? They're the little strategies that when I do find those moments and find those days and cultivate that stillness, cultivate that slowness, these are the strategies that I'm coming to. I'm paying way more attention to my body and a lot less attention to my mind, thinking that I have to be at point B already and I should have been there already. It's false. It's not true. It's a lie. I don't need to be at any point B already. Why? Because the macro point B is death, right? Do I want to hurry to death? Well, you know, some people might feel like that at times, you know, that this life is, you know, it's a game, and why don't we get it over with? Just to be clear, I'm not advocating or, you know, I'm just drawing attention to the fact that so many of us want it to be over with, right? Whether it's a task, whether it's the work day. I find even the way I eat, sometimes I love food, right? But am I slowing down to enjoy the flavors and the aromas, or am I wanting it to be finished, right? This goes very, very deep. If you can relate to what I'm saying, this is like a deep entrenched way of being. And it takes some time to kind of work your way out of it, train yourself into new patterns, new pathways, new neural pathways. Because a neural pathway is like skiing down a slope, right? I've heard that metaphor before, right? All the skiers going down the slope, they tend to follow the same pathway. It creates tread in the snow, right? Well, the same with our neural pathways, right? You find probably that you're living the same sort of day every day, right? Sometimes that can be a depressing thought. Sometimes routine is not. We like routine, right? Familiarity. It's because the treaded pathways are so deep that we find these threads that we go into. And so we gravitate to these behaviors and these ways of being and these ways of going about the world very easily. It takes a bit of time, takes a bit of effort, takes a lot of patience to find new pathways, to tread amongst that soft, powdery snow, right? And not go down the road most traveled. We're so used to our own way of being, we're so used to our own behaviors that, you know, to change that, it's tricky. It takes time. But when there's a will, there's a way. So the message of today is slow down. Are you slowing down the process and savoring life? Or are you trying to rush to the end? All right, if you happen to stumble across this video, it would mean a lot to me if you like and subscribe and all that. It gives me motivation, it gives me encouragement that what I'm trying to purvey, what I'm trying to put out there is being received and understood and being appreciated. Thank you. Much love.